Breaking news. Corey Perry has released a statement following the termination of his contract by the Chicago Blackhawks. In the statement, Perry apologized to everyone in the Blackhawks organization, his fans, and family, with Perry adding, quote, "I am embarrassed I have let you all down. As a result of my actions, there has been speculation and rumors. I am sickened by the impact this has had on others, and I want to make it clear that in no way did this situation involve any of my teammates or their families. Most importantly, I want to directly apologize to those who have been negatively affected, and I am sorry for the additional impact to others it has created. My behavior was inappropriate and wrong. I've started working with experts in the mental health and substance abuse fields to discuss my struggles with alcohol, and I will take whatever steps necessary to ensure this never happens again. I hope to regain the trust and respect of everyone who has believed in me throughout my career. Once again, I am deeply sorry."
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto and the Bucks are back at it again tonight at home. This time against the Seattle Kraken team, looking to get in the win column for the first time in 2 games. And the buzz in Leaf Nation right now is about regulation wins, a stat I've literally never heard anyone care about, before they realized how few of them the Leafs have. Like, seriously here, what are we doing? Although they are a respectable 11-6-3 on the season, the Leafs have somehow only managed to win 5 games in regulation. But is this a stat that really matters? Because they are getting the wins and points either way. Or is this one of those early season numbers things that's just being blown out of proportion? You know, like only a Leaf fan base can do. Either way, the good news for Toronto tonight is that Seattle has the exact same amount. Another thing these two teams have in common is that they both want their power play in order. The Kraken went 0 for 5 on the man advantage in their 4-3 loss to Chicago Tuesday, which included a 5-on-3 opportunity. And while not as bad, the Leafs were 0 for 2 against Florida the same night. The Leafs will also have to play through a thinner blue line than they've already had, with Mark Giordano going down with a hand injury versus the Panthers. That means William Lagesson will be back in tonight, which should mean the Leafs D pairs look a little something like this, with half of their normal D down for the count at the moment. Obviously, the sum guile meter is extremely high in the Leafs blue line right now. But a trade when they're desperate will probably force their GM Brad Treliving to overpay, which is definitely not what this team needs either. Well, there's a lot of filling in happening on the blue line. It will also happen on the panel tonight, as the Overdrive guys will be joining James Duthie in studio, with coverage beginning at 6:30 Eastern for those of you in the Leafs region on TSN. And the game's getting going at 7. Will I be there? I don't know, maybe. You know how yesterday we said the Oilers were officially back? Well, now they face the country's best team, the Jets. Top 10 in the league in almost every statistical category, minus their brutal PK, of course. Are the Jets, and I feel sick saying this, the best team Canada has to break the Stanley Cup curse? I just know I'm never gonna hear the end of this from Jesse. This is why I feel like I can't say these things out loud. And don't worry, Jesse will join us later in the show to hype up his Jets team, yay. But seriously, a win from the Oil tonight, and they're almost back in the wildcard conversation, with games in hand. But I feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves. The Jets have not lost more than 2 games in a row yet so far this season, have balanced scoring with 10 players posting double-digit points. Oh, and my guy Connor Hellebuck is quietly getting better as the season progresses. He's got an unreal 1.80 goals against in his last 5 games. And you know the show, we love our all-Canadian clashes. So we will definitely be keeping our eyes on this one tonight. And fans in the Jets region can watch this one on TSN at 6:30 Central. To the NFL, and can you believe it, we are at week 13 already. Seriously, cherish these Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, people, because there aren't too many left. And before you know it, the playoffs will be here. And tonight's matchup features 2 teams sitting in playoff spots, as are the 5-seeded Cowboys and 6-seeded Seahawks in Thursday Night Football. And there's a couple directions we can go when looking at this game. But let's start in a place I did not expect the discourse to be at week 13. And that's Dak Prescott as MVP candidate. Entering tonight, he's got the 3rd shortest odds on FanDuel, with only Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. Now, when you look at the numbers, Dak is near the top of the league in most major categories. And even compared with those ahead of him in the MVP odds, Hurts and Mahomes, he does not look that out of place. And it's arguably the numbers are even better than Mahomes and just slightly behind Hurts. But here's what is working against him. The Cowboys have yet to beat a winning team this season, as they're beaten up on bad teams, and got smoked by the Niners and lost to Philly. So is this classic fool's gold we've seen from the Cowboys like so many years before. But let's give Dallas some credit, because when they do play those bad teams, they are absolutely destroying them. Looking at these numbers, it looks like 2 different teams. And you can watch the Cowboys and Seahawks tonight on TSN at 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific. But coverage starts nice and early at 7 Eastern with TNF tonight. Okay, anytime it's a matchup like the all-Canadian one we have today between the Oilers and Jets, you know we have to bring in Jesse to go ballistic. Because if we're being honest, it's good for the clicks, so here we are. Okay, Jesse, tell us how your Winnipeg Jets are going to slow down the freight train that has been the Oilers over the last week.
Look, Riss, I get the Oilers are hot and all. Connor McDavid, he's been pretty good lately. But the Jets are simply not losing tonight because we've already lost 2 in a row, and it's just not going to happen again. The Jets have been too good of a team to let 3, at least regulation losses in a row slide. And I think the team's just getting its feet under it after getting Rick Bowness back. But I like a nice home matchup for us. The Oilers have been hot. We got to humble them a little bit. I can see us lighting them up tonight, 5-2, just my guess. And yeah, on another note, Riss, Winnipeg is absolutely Canada's best team at winning a Stanley Cup this year, okay? You know why? Because we're the only team that has the tendy to do it. Tell me, are any of the other goalies taking their team all the way? I don't think so!
Like, I knew as soon as I said that earlier in the show, Jesse was going to bring that up. Why? Why did I say it? Okay, thanks, Jess. And just a reminder, those of you in the Jets region, can watch the Oilers and Jets tonight on TSN. Coverage begins at 6:30 Central. Okay, the tush push has gone too far. Time now for my favorite segment on yours, so we love sports today.
Why we love sports today.
And whether you call it the tush push or the brotherly shove, it's one of the most polarizing plays in football. And now they're doing it at weddings. Dude. Oh, jeez. You gotta be careful with the wardrobe here. But, no, I like it. I like when people integrate sports into their weddings. It's a nice look. Okay? I vibe. Okay, to the diamond, because my guy here is not gonna get beat to home plate. Here we go. Who's ready? Oh, wow, okay. Did not want to throw it to anybody. Why did he? The tag was so emphatic. Oh my gosh, he grabbed it again. Why did you go home, dude? Who's the third base coach here? Oh my goodness, just sleeping. That's all for today. We'll see you up at Mouth Racer. No Pacific. Have a good one.